What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nick.
And Sierra, and this is the Made in the 90s podcast.
We create this podcast to share our experiences as a young black couple navigating through college, relationships, and personal growth.
Y'all, we've been together since high school and overcame so many ups and downs, and we're still learning how to love ourselves while loving each other.
The purpose of this podcast is to educate, relate, and debate on various topics surrounding current events, relationship struggles, and black culture.
So, without further ado, this is the Made in the 90s podcast.
Welcome back to the third episode of the Made in the 90s podcast.
Hi, you guys.
What's going on with y'all, man?
It's your favorite duo, Nick and T.
Nick and T.
Welcome back, y'all.
Such a clown. Yeah, so the first thing I wanted to do, first off, I want to shout out to everybody that listened. We got over 100 streams so far in just 2 weeks.
In the matter of 2 weeks,
Yo, this has been
we've
amazing.
had over 100 streams. On top of that, we are now on Apple Podcasts, one of the biggest distributors of podcasts there is.
Let's go.
And our YouTube channel is alive and up and running, y'all.
It's no video yet, but you are able to listen to the audio on the YouTube channel. Yeah. So we're working on, we're in the process of trying to get everything we need to start recording so you can see us while we're doing it live.
Yes, we had people asking us when we going to film and everything. It's
right.
coming soon.
Yep.
Hopefully by the next episode or the 5th episode, we will have the video live and up and running for y'all.
Absolutely. So yeah, I just wanted to thank y'all for all y'all support, especially my boys. Shout out to the homie Monique. She helped out tremendously. She was tagging us in a whole bunch of different places.
Yeah,
sending us different
we had
things to discuss.
A lot of supporters come up. So
Absolutely.
Shout out to y'all.
Absolutely. So today, the topic of today's podcast that we want to talk about is how soon is too soon.
As far as marriage, children, buying a house, we just want to talk about first and the limits, the age limits that people put on certain milestones.
Exactly. So we're going to get into that first, and then we're going maybe give a couple updates on what's going on with the coronavirus. I know I'm tired of talking about it, but you got to update the people and, give them some information on what's going on. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to be the gist of what's going on in the podcast today. I'm going to ask you the questions I have here, and then, we're just going to bounce off of each other.
Okay.
How soon is too soon for sex?
Whoa, okay. Then you jumping into the hot topics already.
Jumping into it.
How soon is too soon for sex as far as within a relationship or like age?
When you meet someone, it ain't even gotta be a relationship because everybody's definition is different.
Oh, absolutely. I got a couple homegirls like that. How soon is too soon to have sex? Some people have sex on the first dates. I'm fucking with it. I mean, as long as people are safe and consenting adults, who cares?
I feel that. For me, it's all about the vibe. If the vibe is there, and,
absolutely.
Everybody, like you said, everybody's consenting. I'm with that as well. Like, it should be no time frame on when you have sex because I know some people be like, oh, I got the 90-day rule. I'm not gonna get enough.
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't Steve Harvey come up with that 90-day rule for women?
Think like a man.
What you think about 90-day rule?
Yo, if my plans and intentions were to dog you from the time when I first met you, if my plans and intentions were to dog you, I'm going to dog you regardless of whether you make me wait 90 days or you give it to me that day. It doesn't matter, bro. Like that night and waiting 90 days don't matter. You can give some dudes the box on the first date. Right. And you can end up being with them for a long time. It's all about what the dude's intentions is. So,
well, both intentions,
right? Or what both of y'all intentions are. So, I mean, I don't really believe in that 90-day rule.
So, stuff. What about? How do you feel about women that don't even want to talk about sex, don't want to do anything until they actually form a real relationship?
It's only right, like, that's only right. I can agree with that as well at times, but like, bro, it's all about your own definition of what you think your relationship should be between the two of you. Like,
Okay.
don't let nobody else, like, these, like, these norms out here in the world, don't let that control how you want to operate in your relationship and how you want to treat your partner. Because if you decide, like, oh, okay, I met this dude, I like this dude, I want to sleep with this dude, like, right now, then you should do that if you feel like you want to do that. Don't let what everybody else thinks and their opinions structure how you should live your life and how you should go about your personal relationship. So I think it's all a personal preference.
So do you think the length of time a woman puts on a man to have sex with them, do you think that'll set a basis for the rest of the relationship? So I guess what I'm asking is, if I have sex with a man on the first date, do you think we'll last as long as somebody who will wait?
Yeah, I honestly do not think it matters, yo.
You don't think it matters?
Nope.
Because I guess, like, my opinion is, how do men think about women that's just gonna let them hit on the first date? Like, do they think, like, oh, she easy, she giving it up easy, or is it like...
I can see what you're saying on that.
What you think?
I can see what you're saying on that. From a man's perspective, this is just my perspective, though.
Okay, let me hear it.
If you let me get that on the first date, without any resistance, and it seemed like it's something you wanted to, then I'm gonna feel like, okay, this is what you wanted. We consenting adults. It's what we decided to do. But if you make me wait, and I feel like you purposefully making me wait, I'm gonna be like, all right, now it's my intention to dog you once I finish this waiting period. It should all be natural. Like, if the vibe is there, then cool.
Right.
Like, don't.
I guess
don't
it
force
depends. It depends on the man, because I guess some men may think like, damn, she gave it up that easy. I can, I don't need to have a relationship with. We could just be fucking around and that's it.
Right.
And then if a woman makes him wait, it's kind of like, I don't know, cause a woman's hoo-ha is like her prized possession. Right. You gotta be special to get the goods. You feel me?
Right.
So it's like, I don't know.
But what's wrong with feeling like that guy is special as soon as you meet him?
Yeah, but you never know a person the first time you meet
That's
them.
true. That's very true.
You never know.
Well, I believe like a man or woman sends their representative when you first meet him. You don't actually meet the person. This is from like a Chris Rock bit. You don't actually meet the person until y'all well into like knowing each other. So a man or a woman, they always send who they want to present themselves to be.
Okay.
So you honestly don't know a person until y'all really,
together for a minute.
Unless a person is just genuine and just giving you their vibes for real, like off rip. But everybody not like that though.
Yeah. So do you have friends that'll be okay with waiting to have sex for a minute? Because like even us being together, we didn't have sex until we was together for a couple months.
Right. But also we had been building and like growing a relationship with each other for years at the same time as friends.
That's true. So do you have homeboys that are like willing to wait that long?
Yes, if they feel like the girl is special, because we've had this conversation before. You feel like the girl's special, then it's worth it. You feel like the girl is, somebody that you can see yourself being with for a little second, if that's what you want at the time. Like, if you really want a monogamous relationship, you see yourself being with a girl like that, like somebody you could possibly be with for a long time, then yeah, I can definitely vouch for them and say they would do that.
Okay.
But if they feel like they can dog the girl and they making them wait, they just gonna be like, look, I'm gonna do what I want to do on the side, and I'm still, I wait it out, but once I hit, I'm done anyway. Okay.
So moving on from sex, let's get into commitment. The actual relationship aspect. Okay. How soon is too soon to actually form that relationship? That monogamous, I'm yours and you're mine and it's nobody else type relationship.
I think too soon is as soon as you really meet somebody. Like,
Yo, that show Love is Blind. That show baffles me.
Yeah.
Because if y'all don't know what Love is Blind is, it's a TV show on Netflix where men and women sit in these pods and they can't see each other. But they have, I think, maybe 4 weeks, I think. I might be wrong on the time period, but they have 4 weeks to propose to each other. They can't see each other, but they can talk, you know, and connect. It's all about physical appearance, and I get it, but it's like, you only have 4 weeks to get to know a person, and then y'all have to go off and get married.
You don't know what this person looks like, and look, I'm the type of person, I'm real. Like,
right.
I don't do all that sugarcoat and BS. Like, every man, every woman, every alien, I don't care who you are, yo. You have a preference in the way you want your partner to look, and that's just what it is. Everyone has a preference. Everyone says looks don't matter, and to an extent they don't if you have a genuine vibe with somebody. But you are going to be attracted to your partner based on, you know, the way they look sometimes. And that's perfectly fine to have a type. You know, there's nothing wrong with having a type. Because if you act like you don't got a type and you get with somebody you really don't want, you're going to end up hurting their feelings. You're going to end up, you know, having a dumb relationship anyway. So there's no point in doing that.
So going back to commitment, how did you know you was ready to be in a committed relationship?
I didn't. Honestly, I didn't, and that's why I made so many mistakes in the beginning. When I finally realized that I was ready to be in a committed relationship, okay.
Don't name drop.
I'm not name dropping nothing.
Okay.
I'm just telling you. I'm gonna just tell you the quick story. So, on one of my many famous stepping out escapades, I went to see someone, and you know, I was talking to him, and I was talking to both of the females at the time. And at the time, me and her were like, we were still on and off, but we weren't together at the time.
Me, you, and who?
Me and you.
Oh!
What? Yo, who else, yo? So we wasn't together at the time. But I was talking to these two other females. So I get to the house, and I come in, and I'm planning on, you know, doing what I want to do. You know, doing the deed. I'm planning on getting that done. But I come in, and shorty not on that tight time. She not trying to let me rock. So I'm, you know, playing my game for real. She finally, you know, we start to ease up and start to get into something. So she like, oh, my mother come home. You gotta leave. I'm like, damn. I had to leave out the back door. Had to sneak out.
That's exactly what you get.
Right? But this is the whole time cheating on this other girl. So I'm like, all right, well now I need to get back up in town first before this girl find out that I'm, you know, doing some whole other stuff. Because she was planning on visiting me at work. So I get all the way down to the bus stop, and the bus starts to come. So I'm like, I gotta run across the street to actually get to the actual bus stop, right? So I'm running across the street, but the light turns green and the cars start to come. I got hit by the car, like on my arm and like my midsection. And
see what happened when you doing something you're not supposed to be fucking doing, yo?
So I get on the bus looking stupid because everybody just seen me get hit. And I'm looking crazy. I did all of that for a titty suck. I did all of that just for a titty suck. I did all of that for that, yo.
That's exactly
with
what you
nothing
did.
to show for it. G.
Nothing to show for it.
And after that, and I think I had hit you up at the time we was talking. I said I needed something more stable because even the girl I was messing with that I was committed to, she was just as crazy. She was just as crazy as the other girl. She tried to pin her baby on me, and her baby father was in jail.
Hey, yo.
So just as crazy. She was just as crazy as the other girl.
Yo,
I didn't.
You was wilding with some wild bitches.
I needed to figure it out, and yo. That I realized at the time, I was like, yo, this is not for me. All of this going around, going crazy. If I'm gonna be with somebody, I'm gonna just be with somebody. And then I was like, yo, I think Tia is the person I should be with.
So it's weird because you had to go through all of these trials and tribulations to figure out that you wanted to be in a committed relationship. Mm-hmm. For women, well, I can only speak for myself. It was kind of like I instantly knew, like, I don't want nobody else. Mm-hmm. Even when things was like going bad, I was just like, we're gonna get through it. Even to this day, we have different arguments. I'm like, we not going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to a point where we not going nowhere.
I feel that way today, but you already know, like, when we was younger and we first, started in our relationship, I was always the person that's just ready to say, fuck it, and go.
Right.
But, nah, I mean, like, now today, it's like, yo, we done built too much together. We got too many ties to each other to just up and let it go for real. So,
yeah. So, what age?
Ooh.
You want to put an age on it? Is good to get in a committed relationship?
Listen, here's the age. Here's the age right here.
Because, hold on, before you say your age, it's kind of like, okay, we're 22.
Mm-hmm.
Most people that are in their early 20s are not in no committed relationship. They out partying, doing their thing, doing their thing, shagging and dragging, shagging and dragging. So it's like, I guess it's all subjective, but it's like, okay, what you think your age is?
The age to me is whatever age it is that you feel like you're done and you done did everything you could possibly do that you feel like you wanted to do in these streets. Whenever you feel like you're done and you finally just want somebody you can just depend on to be there when you need them the most, that's when you need to get in a relationship. Because if you keep trying to get in a relationship when you feel like, and when you
gonna be
still
breaking
don't
hearts.
feel like you done, you're gonna keep going out here. You're gonna keep dragging your nuts. You're gonna keep cheating.
For real, like, no
keep doing what you wanna
offense.
do.
I don't know if you're listening or not, but my father fucking shags and drags. This nigga has not settled down yet, and my father's in his 40s, in his mid 40s. So it's like, all right, now, Darnell, what you doing out here in these fucking streets, dog? It's like at a certain point, you're so, no offense, but old. It's like, don't you want to settle down? Don't you want to?
I ain't got nothing to do with this, dog. Hey, Pops, we still tight. I ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm just saying,
like, don't, like, at a certain point, you get to a point in life where you're like, okay, I'm done. I'm over it. But it's also a point where it's too old. Go sit down somewhere, please.
Yeah, but at the same time, another Chris Rock idiom, I should say, a man is only as loyal as his options. You need, and a lot of people be like, well, if you're attractive, you always have options. Well, you can do some things to narrow down, like, to stop yourself from having options. If you don't give those options so-called attention, if you just ignore that stuff and let people know automatically, I'm in a committed relationship and there's no way to get around this, then you're straight. A lot of times you find that guys get into these crazy second relationships, or women get into these crazy second relationships, is because they entertain the thought in the first place. They let somebody on to believe that, okay, even if we just kindling a friendship, that we can have some type of relationship together.
Okay.
Well, you should just dead that shit off top. You feel me?
Makes
Not
sense.
like we shouldn't have friends, because we definitely should have friends. Absolutely.
We'll get into that because
we should definitely have friends. But what I'm saying is, like, don't make it seem like it's an opportunity for you and that friend to get together and like have some type of relationship outside of just being cool.
So do you think, because there's people that'll look at us and be like, y'all been together since y'all was 18, 17, 18? We've been in a committed relationship since we was about 17 and 18. So it's like, damn, y'all started early as shit. So what do you say to the people that's just like, that's too early? Y'all should have been out here dragging. Like, sorry to bring it back up. My father, he was one of the people that was like, you're 18. What are you in a committed relationship for? You need to be out here dating, looking at your options. What do you say to those types of people?
To those types of people, I say, that's your opinion, and that's up to you to feel that way. But if I was to have that attitude, or Tierra was to have that attitude, we would have blocked our blessings, and this podcast would have never started. We would have never been together, and all the things that we accomplished together would have never been accomplished.
Right.
So to those people, I say, just like there's no book on parenting, there's no book on love. Like, it's no way, like, you can't find the perfect partner by doing these specific steps or anything. No, it just happens, yo. And when it happens,
like Romeo and Juliet, wasn't they like 13 and 14 or something? They was young as shit.
No, dog. We're not gonna use Romeo and Juliet as an example, yo. Our families ain't in a mob beefing or
Hey,
nothing like that,
I'm just
bro.
saying,
Like,
they was
fuck.
young as shit, and they was in love, yo.
Yeah, they was, but like,
Moving on. Moving fucking on. So, the next How Soon Is Too Soon is what everybody fucking asks us every time we get the family get-togethers.
oh my god,
How soon is too soon to get married?
the
Y'all don't understand how many times we have been asked this question.
I'm like, bro, we still 22.
Yo, and it's so... I get that people are coming from a good place, and I get it.
Absolutely.
But it's like, damn, what we rushing for?
Yo, listen, this is some of the realest things I can tell people. Just keeping it a buck. Like, I like having the comfort of while we're this young that we can, still, like, if we wanted to, God forbid, if we decided to walk away from each other, it wouldn't be no big thing. We got to go through all types of legal actions or anything like that. You feel me? Like, I like to, have that in my mind, which is what a lot of men think why men don't get married so early, or men decide not to get married at times and they have cold feet, is because they got that thing in their mind like, well, no legal ramifications will come. We just break up right now.
Right.
We could just break it off at any moment and we won't have any ties to each other.
And then another thing people don't realize is that once you become married, y'all are practically one. What your burdens are now my burdens in all aspects.
Right.
So, just speaking from a personal standpoint, my finances may not be where I want them to be.
Same, yeah. Just cause.
But when we become married, my debt becomes your debt, and vice versa.
Yo, we both, and it would be selfish of me to marry you right now, honestly, because we both have not accomplished the things individually that we would like to accomplish yet. Not saying that we can't do it together, but it's certain things we would like to do individually that I feel like should be accomplished before we get married.
Right. Like, I still want to graduate school, and I still want to get to a place of financial stability where I don't have to worry about a lot.
Exactly. It's like I want to be able to give you the home you deserve, give you the ring you deserve, give you the lifestyle for our family and and our children that we deserve. I want to be able to do that, and I want to set us up for financial stability that way. So we more, everybody just jump in, do it if you really believe in the love. We are like that as well sometimes in certain aspects, but we also believe in, like, yo, take your time and make the best decision for you all.
Right.
And don't just rush it. Take your time.
Yeah, don't rush it. That's another thing. Speaking from my family standpoint, nobody in my family besides my grandparents are happily married. Nobody. I don't have anyone to look at and emulate as being happily married. So just looking at that and then flipping it back on myself, it's like, well, damn, I don't want to rush into something and then, not saying I'm gonna be stuck, but I'm not gonna be happy.
That's happening, in my family as well.
Right.
My family being religious, they marriage is a big deal to them, and I understand it. I mean, because in a way it is to me too, and that's why I'm taking it so seriously and taking my time with it, because it's just important that we don't, rush each other into making a decision that we may not be ready for. Right.
And we come from a family where a lot of our elders are still alive and present. And like you said, they come from a different religious background, well, not different religious background, but they come from a different time period where women was getting married at 14, 15. So it's like, times are changing now, and it's not to say to our families that, hey, I get that it's coming from a good place.
Right.
Absolutely. A lot of our families, a lot of our elders believe in shacking. So I get, we shacking. So it's like, I get it that y'all coming from a good place, but I just don't. I feel like they kind of look at you like, damn, why you not marrying her yet? And then they kind of look at me like, damn, well, why he not marrying you?
Right, what's going on?
So it takes makes us look at our relationship like, okay.
Yeah, and just to be honest, it made us look at our relationship at one point, because you even asked me, like, so they not lying. You said it one time, and I said, whoa, you're like, think about what you saying, bro. You told me not to let what they saying influence me, but you kind of doing that right now. Like, it's something that we just gotta. I'm not saying it's gonna be years and years away, but I'm just saying it's not right now, immediately. Right. You feel me?
And I've come to understand that. You know, I'm not in a rush to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we're still young. We're in a committed relationship, and we know that neither one of us are going anywhere. So it's like, let's start at that. You know, we're good at this place now. Not saying that I want to be in this place for 10 more years, but it is what it is, you know?
Yeah. The next one on the list is, how soon is too soon to move in together?
Wow. This is a good one because we just moved in together. Literally 2019, last year. So it's interesting because we've been together 4 years before we moved into with each other. But that was because we've been together since we was in high school. Nobody's really moving out when you're just graduating.
Right.
So for me, I guess it would be as soon as y'all know y'all in a committed relationship and y'all can financially afford it together, do it.
Yeah. Another thing that's important in moving out is know what your partner can and can't do, and know your role in the relationship.
And don't live above your means.
Please don't. You have to know your role in the relationship in order for, in any relationship, business, personal, you have to know your role. Everyone has to know their role in order for things to work. Like, bro, that's just how it is. Like, I know my role in this relationship is to provide and step up in my manly duties. That's what it is. And we all have our specific roles in our everyday relationships in life, and we just gotta make sure we be a star in that role and don't try to do everything for everybody and try to be everybody in every situation.
Yeah, piggybacking off of that, before you even move in with somebody, like I said, make sure that y'all are capable of living together.
Yeah.
Spend a weekend in a hotel together, or
this was an adjustment.
Just being, yes, Lord, it was an adjustment.
That's not gonna get you ready, yo.
Just no.
Don't let her tell you that, yo.
No,
it's not gonna get you ready, yo.
Practice just being up under each other 24/7, and then decide if y'all want to take that step. Because for me, it has been a huge adjustment having to live with a person where him and I, Dominic and I, lived prior to here 2 completely different ways. The way he does things or how he functioned when he was living with his mother and father is completely different than the way I functioned when I was living with my mother and my grandparents.
Let me tell y'all something that's real. I always come in trouble with my Twitter quotes. I need to start cutting people's names down so I can give them credit. But somebody tweeted, a woman's clean and a man's clean is 2 completely different things.
And that's just that's not even everything. But cleaning, dog, the way I clean and the way Dominic clean, and just the aspect of initiating the cleaning has been one of the biggest
fighting points.
Yeah, one of the biggest
that we argue about all the time.
Arguments when we first started living together, and even still.
Yeah, not saying that I'm dirty, but
you're dirty.
I'm not. But speaking for most of the fellas out there, women always think you dirty. Your woman always think you dirty compared to the way they living because they, extremely clean. That's the reason why I got with you, because nice and clean and nice and great. But it's like she be acting like I stink. I'm dirty.
Dominic, y'all. Let me tell you some real shit.
Oh my God.
If I did not initiate Dominic to wipe the sink or clean the shower or sweep up or clean the countertops, we would be living in a pigsty.
I wouldn't do it until I had
We would be living in a pigsty.
Yo.
But that's just the little things. Knowing, like, setting those rules or those them things like, okay, you do this, this, and this. So, for example, like, Dominic pretty much pays the bills. For the most part. You do all of the finances when it comes to the house. Whereas I do more of the cleaning, the grocery shopping, and just maintaining the house. If that makes sense. But that's just something that worked for us.
Yeah, absolutely. It could be vice versa in other relationships, or it could be different in other relationships. So that leads to telling you like what each of us values is like. Important. Our roles tells us what each of us values, and it says it clear as day. And this is one of our key arguments. My beef is always monetary, bro. I don't care what you talking about. Like, bro, stop spending money on dumb shit because I'm tired of it because we need to pay these bills.
Right.
And your thing is, well, pick your shit up off the fucking floor when you come in the house. Don't just take your shirt off and kick your stuff off and then put it in the corner until it's Sunday and then you decide you want to clean your side of the room. Just put it on your hanger off as soon as you come in the house.
Yeah, off.
And then we start arguing. Oh well, which one is more important? And what I always say is, oh well, money's more important than just cleaning. And but when I said that to you, it really hurt your feelings when I said it. I know when we argued about this, it hurt your feelings when I said it. It was a little while ago when we first moved in. I know it hurt your feelings when I said it, and then I realized just how difficult it is to clean, maintain the home, grocery shop. Then you still got to care for me on top of that and do stuff that, you know, if only they knew that you did for me, that you didn't feel like doing in terms of like doing stuff for me around the house that I didn't feel like doing.
It's just, it's like I say, it's creating that happy medium. Before you decide to move in with anybody, it doesn't even have to be a boyfriend. Anybody, a best friend, a roommate, regardless.
Family, right.
It's important to establish what's important to the individual and then try to create that happy medium. Because me and Dominic, with us living with his sister and brother-in-law,
right,
it was important for all of us to come together and be like, okay, this is what we want done. This is what y'all want done. Let's create a schedule. Just a compromise. You know,
right.
They have the baby, we have the dog. So it's like nobody wants to just go at each other all the time.
Right.
So it was important for us to, like I said, just come together, compromise, say this is what's going to happen, and this is what I'm okay with, this is not what I'm okay with, and
right.
we just created a happy medium, and we've been good ever since. But it's all about communication. Yeah. And that's another thing. Y'all want to move in with somebody, y'all got to be able to communicate with that person.
All of that, listen, let me tell this for the females out there, all of that, you want to be mad and you want to shut down on it? Nah, dog. You ain't got nowhere to go. You can't leave the house and just say I'm leaving. Or this is for the fellas too. You can't just say, you know, I'm out. Yo, if you're mad and something goes wrong, you're going right down the hall into the living room.
Yeah, real shit.
Where I can follow you in there and talk to you about it.
Into the bedroom or into the kitchen. You can't escape this. There's
nowhere to go.
You can't escape it. And that's another thing. When I was living at my grandparents' house and Dominic was living with his father, we have an argument. Dominic's fucking leaving. He getting in his car or he catching the bus and he's going home. Now it's like, well, shit, we in an argument. Where the fuck can I go?
We forced to talk it out.
You forced to talk it out.
Or we forced to sit in that silence until somebody say something.
Real shit.
Which is what happens sometimes.
It's good though. I feel like us moving in with each other has strengthened our relationship.
Absolutely, because we had to learn each other. We had to learn each other so much and learn with each other what we appreciate, what we like. And my thing that I had to work on is, dog, and I think this is like a key piece for all the fellas. Like, bro, sometimes the things that you think your girl do appreciate, it's not always what you think it is. You feel me? Listen and kind of see what make your girl happy. Because I'm thinking buying a whole bunch of stuff, because my love, you know, I don't want to say it's love language, but yeah, we'll talk about that next episode. Love language is like gift giving. I think because I throw money at situations, it's going to go away and it's going to solve itself. But what makes Kiara more happy, and I can say this for sure with great confidence, is time and effort. That's what makes, when she sees that I put my time, it could be a horrible macaroni painting, dog. But if she see me in that bit with the smock and I'm sweating, with the smock on and I'm sweating and there's paint all over me and I really put in that work, she appreciate that more than if I just bought her something out the store.
And it's all about just recognizing.
And as Tiara can tell you, what I like is acts of service. If you do right, I promise you will never have to worry about anything.
Dominic's the type of person where you do right, he gonna do right. Yeah. And that's one of the things that I always appreciate is that you're not worried too much about what you can tell me, but it's what you can show me. And
yeah, because your words can tell. I always thought actions speak louder than words. So your words can tell me one thing, and then what you do tell me a whole nother completely different thing, bro. Like, even if it's something, I'm a simple dude. So if it's something like, hey, babe, while you up in the kitchen, can you grab me something to eat real quick? I appreciate it. That's a do right, because my lazy ass ain't feel like getting up in the morning. So you did right. And that's something that I really appreciate. Yeah. That's an act of service for me that you didn't have to do.
But it's all about just realizing what the other person values. And that's, like I said, it's something that strengthened our relationship, because prior to that, we would have never known. We wouldn't have known how it was to live with each other.
Ooh, we skipped one important one.
What?
We should have put this in the notes off rip. All right. How soon is too soon to meet the family?
Oh, that's a good one. You met it. Oh my God. You met. You met my family pretty early on.
Right.
You met my family pretty early.
When we was friends.
When we was first established as friends. Yeah, because my mom used to always say, oh, you going over your best friend's house. Mm-hmm. You met my family pretty soon, and they gravitated towards you pretty quickly. But that was just, my family just pretty, they be chilling. Your family on the other hand is scary as shit. I'm telling you. Oh. His elders, like his grandmother, his mother.
My folks.
They were scary as hell to me.
My folks from the South for real, so they real deep in, you find somebody, you meet somebody, you be with them.
You marry him.
You marry him. Be together forever and ever. Don't care what she did or what you did. Y'all together, and y'all ain't breaking up.
Yeah,
that's how they is.
Was scary to me.
And they was real protective over me. My mom was not. My mom not so much. My grandmother was. They just real protective over me, because I was always, always into different stuff as a kid. Like,
and you your mother's only son.
Yeah.
So she gonna be protective over her baby.
Yeah, I wasn't never really into the whole bunch of. I did get into trouble, but I always got into trouble because I was trying to create something that I ain't had no business, finding out how to do. Like hopping on the computer to figure out how to, do videos or do songs and try to, stuff like that. That's the reasons I got in trouble for real. But my mom always knew I was trying to do something special.
So did your mother, what's your mother say when she first met me? Did she like me?
Yeah. Yeah, and my mother was confident. No, seriously, yo. Seriously.
Y'all can't see how I'm looking at him, because this nigga is full of shit.
Yo, she did. My mother loved you when she met you. Because she was confident in, that she taught me enough that I would pick the right girl to bring home. Okay. She didn't care what I was doing when I was out there and I was talking to females, but whoever I brought home was what was important to her. Because she knew they was a big thing if I brought them home to meet them. Mm-hmm. And what my mom does, she'd be like, oh, she just like me, and oh, she just like me. Oh, I do that too. And she be looking for herself.
Yo, I love his mother so much.
She be looking for herself, and the people I dated before, and especially she was like, oh, I see so much of myself into your. She would tell me that a lot, and I'm like, all right, put more pressure on me, but okay.
My grandfather was similar to that. When he first met Dominic, no, let me backtrack. Because my grandfather was fucking hating at first.
I held my own.
Y'all gotta understand, I'm my grandparents' oldest granddaughter. And just a little background, whatever. My grandparents don't have any children together, so I was like their child. I'm like their baby. My grandfather been in my life since before I was born. So he is very, very protective of me, I feel like. Yeah. So when I brought this guy around, my grandfather was fucking hating.
He wasn't feeling it. I couldn't go
He
in
was
the
not
fridge.
Feeling, yeah, he didn't like that.
I couldn't sit in the living room.
I couldn't sit in
the kitchen too long. I couldn't sit in this chair in the kitchen.
My grandfather was not fucking with it at first.
But, But me and this is some like inside scoop type stuff. Me and your grandfather talk. I don't know if you even know this. We talked like later on. And he was like, I'm just making it hard on you because I care. And I was like, you making it hard on me because that's what a dad's supposed to do. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, I wasn't, when Sierra would be mad at him and stuff, I said, I'm not tripping. This his house, his rules, and I understand how you roll.
Yes, because my grandfather used to come up with the most insane rules.
I don't care.
Like when Dominic would come over, he can't stay in the kitchen too long. Don't touch the stove. Don't touch the microwave. Don't touch the refrigerator. Don't sit in the living room too long. Don't touch the remote. He couldn't do any. You can't go upstairs. You can't go in the basement. You can't go outside. You couldn't do anything.
Oh,
my grandfather was not fucking with nothing when it came to Dominic.
I didn't care, dog. Like I was like, he doing all this just so he could see what type of nigga I am, see my character.
Yeah, because you easily
just to mess with me, and I could have easily got been upset because of how he was treating me, but I ain't really care. That's not why I ain't come there for that.
Yeah,
I ain't come
there.
You
handled it well though, because like I said, it'd be times where I'd be like, "Yo, you are bugging." I used to be pissed at my grandfather the way he used to act, but you handled that shit very well. I give you kudos because I feel like my grandfather was testing you. He one of them niggas that like to test you and push you to see what you gonna do, and then you fucking reign supreme, and he like, all right, I'm fucking with you because now y'all have a lot of similarities within each other, and y'all close as ever now. So.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like I don't be tripping off all of that. You can't. First off, you can't intimidate me. I don't do all of that intimidation. That doesn't work on me because I know who I am and I know my true intentions. And if I am who I am, I'm a genuine guy. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not lying to you whenever I talk to you, so you can't catch me in no backtracking and no lies or nothing like that. I'm always, like I said, I always keep it a buck. So you not all of that intimidate. Why am I scared, Joe? I know what I'm here for. I know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to, cultivate a special relationship with your granddaughter. It's not nothing, no more than that for real. Like, and then after a while, and as time started going, he realized the type of dude I was. That because your grandfather, we similar, and now we trying to get to the bag at all times. We trying to get to the money. Once he realized that I was a hustler with mine, I was always trying to get to the money. Always, we never had a problem ever since. I had to remind you, like, I came here for her. A couple times, like, I came here for her and not you. So let me go back to talking to her because he'll hold me for an hour just talking. And I'm like, that's my dog, like, all that, But meeting the family, I don't think, it wasn't too tough on me. But meeting the family in past relationships, it's fucking rough.
For real?
Yeah, shit was horrible, G. Like, I had a girl, mom, that it's not that she didn't like me, but we was younger, so she just was like, she thought I was trying to pressure the girl into having sex, and I was like, nah, it's not that. I mean, yes, but no, it wasn't like that. Just keeping it a buck, it was something that was mutual. I was never.
So, did you ever have a girlfriend that your mother wasn't fucking with?
My mother didn't know about every girl I would mess with.
Oh, okay. So, like, when did you decide to bring them around?
It was only 2. It was you and the other one. That was it.
So when did you know to bring the other one around? Like when? Like
I wanted to go out and do shit, and I didn't have a car at the time. I was young, so my mother had to take me to places.
Okay, so you didn't put like a time limit on like when we reach this amount of time being together. You can meet my
we've been kicking it long enough. Yeah, you can meet my own dudes. But if you just somebody I talk to, you cool people for you got to be the real deal for me to actually put you on and have you see mom dudes.
Well,
you got to be the real deal to do all of that, man. It ain't even. Yeah, you can't just be somebody I'm messing with. No, that's not how that works.
I feel you. It's important to meet the family, but I'm glad that we weren't that type that families hated each other, or your mother didn't like me, or my mother didn't like you, and it was always beefing. Because my sister, on the other hand, my mother don't like none of my sister's niggas, none of them. So, and that's tough. Oh, here's a question: if your mother didn't like me, would you still talk to me?
It's all about what I like. Mm-hmm. So,
and I definitely get that, and I understand. But let me play devil's advocate because I'm a huge I'm family oriented.
Mm-hmm.
I love being around my family.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was ever a division between my family and the person that I'm in love with, that would be tough as shit. It's different if we in love, but if we just dating and stuff and my mother don't fucking like you, then I'm not talking to you. Because I feel like mother's intuition. If it's not no bullshit.
Okay.
Mother's intuition, yo.
Right.
They be knowing when some shit is up. It's been plenty of times my mother told my sister, that nigga not right for you, and that nigga was not right for her. So it's like, do you... Like I said, as long as there's no bullshit, and it's like, she not pulling shit out of thin air, she like, I really don't think that man is good for you, I'm gonna take it into consideration.
I'm gonna give you the buck. A lot of... You know how many times I've been told... what are you doing? Somebody actually told me this. Somebody said, I don't know what your intentions are with my daughter. I don't even think you have intentions with your life.
Damn.
So I don't think that y'all are a good fit for each other. Somebody told me that to my face. I was like, what? 16? I was like 17. This is when we was on and off. And I was like, okay. I don't know how I'm going to take that, but that's cool. It's whatever. Would you? And then you end up thinking I'm this type of person without even giving me a chance to, explain who I am and talk to you, have a conversation with you. Because if you were saying that, you'd have known that I was goal oriented then and trying to handle business then. But they block their blessing like that. It ain't.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, as long as it's not like on no big beef type bullshit.
Look, if I mess with you, and my mama Dukes told me not to mess with you, and I loved you or something like that. Yeah,
I mean, if you love me, it's different. But if we just dating and your mother was like, I ain't really sure.
Yeah. All that should matter is that you make me happy. You feel me?
Okay.
None of that. But I understand what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
But
I just had to play devil's advocate.
You gonna end up blocking your door to blessing. You keep. Cause you never know, yo. You gotta life. Everything happens for a reason. You gotta let them figure it out, yo. You gotta just like when I do have children, which is like what we gonna talk about next. When I do have children, yo, like I'm not gonna tell them, oh, I'm gonna give them my opinion, but I'm gonna be like, look, I support you either way you go. Not gonna tell you, don't see this nigga, he not coming to my house, or that girl not coming to my house, or something like that. I'm not going, bro, because the child is still gonna do what they want to do. You just gotta advise them the best you can.
Right.
Like I'm not ready. If my mom would have pushed me into not trying to see you, I'd have definitely went to see. That'd make me want to do it even more.
Okay.
Just because to make her upset. You feel me?
Well, segueing into children, which is such a juicy topic.
Oh, God.
How soon is too soon to start having children?
Anytime you want to have children.
Real shit, though.
No. Tiara, see, this is another thing that we differ on from time to time. Tiara really wants to have children. I'm talking about children. Like, she wouldn't mind having a big family.
No, I want a big family. Growing up, I've always loved children. But I always had that motherly instinct.
That's your profession, though. That's what you do. Me, on the other hand, I don't really like kids. That's not my forte. I don't like kids. I feel like, this is going to sound so bad, but I'm keeping it a buck. I always keep it a buck.
Babe.
They restrict my freedom. I can't do what I want to do when I have a child. I can't go where I want to go when I feel like going where I want to go. I have sex when I want to have sex when I have a child. Dog, no, they just gonna hit me up, dog. I don't feel like dealing with that right now, man. I'm not ready for kids, bro.
I would not mind having children right now.
But I do want children at a certain point, though.
I mean, of course. I feel like that's just a thing. Everybody wants children.
Right. So that's gonna be a topic that's reoccurring because she want them now and I want them later. You know what I mean?
No, it's not that I want them now. I just wouldn't be mad if they just happened now. You know what I'm saying?
When a female say something like that.
No, listen.
I wouldn't be mad if I was pregnant.
No, of course not. Listen. Okay. I'm not saying that we're actively trying right now, right?
Yeah.
I still, of course, want to graduate school and I would love to be married. However, if it just so happens, I'm not gonna be upset.
Yo, and this is the thing. This is how I'm gonna tell you. She seemed like the nicer one of us, or the more kindred spirit between us two.
I am.
She is a deviant.
I am
she
not.
She is a deviant.
She's
evil, yo.
I'm evil.
She tried to play this joke on me, right? She was like, Dominic, I'm late. think I'm pregnant. And
That
she
wasn't
tried
a
to see
joke.
how I
I
was.
actually-
She tried to see how I was gonna react. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And she was like, so you know, I'm like, yo, if it happens, then it's meant to be, and I'm cool with it. I feel like we alright to have a kid. If we wanted to have a kid, we are okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's my choice, then I'm not going to sit up here and act a fool. That's another thing I don't want to do, because I feel like your energy can. I'm weird like this. I believe the world is just a minefield of energy.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the guys I met previously, Mr. Bell, Mike Bell, he told me like the world is like an energy field. Like,
Okay.
whatever energy you manifest, whatever energy you create within you is gonna manifest on the outside. You feel me? So I'm thinking, if I say, yo, I don't want kids, oh damn, I'm having a child, I don't want this kid, yo, I'm not ready for this kid, and you end up having a kid, he gonna have this attitude like, my dad don't want me and he don't love me, no matter how much I try to change that. And that's how I feel. That's why I'm like, if you be like, yo, I'm pregnant, having a kid, be like, of course, I mean, yeah, that's what it is, I'm ready. Team dad, I'm ready.
So that all means that y'all, we having a child.
We are not. Get out of here. Don't set them up for that. Yeah. Do not set them up for that. Don't have them thinking that.
We having a child.
No, we are not. We are not. I'm not. Maybe not no time soon.
No, it's not gonna happen no time
I think
soon,
we
y'all.
probably be married first before we have a child. For
So
sure.
that's it.
Yeah, we wrapping it up. We going.
Yo, wrapping it up, y'all.
get
We got a
into
couple
this.
updates to this coronavirus.
Yo.
Last podcast, we talked about this stimulus package that Trump was trying to get into process, yo. Well, lucky for us,
It's been approved, right?
it's been approved.
Yes.
The stimulus package has been approved, and just a couple little side things about it, just little important parts about the stimulus package, was that one of the things that I found funny was that, honey, if you late on your child support payments, you're not getting no check.
That's crazy.
You're not getting no check
I
if you
I know a couple good men right now that ain't
Yo.
ready to get that check that they was waiting on, and they sick right
Yo.
now. Hey Brody, you know I got whoever, all my good men out there that ain't getting them checks because of that child support. I
Yo.
got you, Brody. Come holler at me.
No.
man. I'm
We
doing
need that
right.
money. Look, if you owe child support payments, you will not get a check.
Yo,
Aside
that's
from
a
that,
tragedy.
one-time payments
Trying
for
to get us black men, yo. Trying to get the good black men
shut
out here. yo.
up, y'all. It's gonna be one-time payment of $1,200 for anybody that's making below $75,000 a year. This is all based on your 2019 tax returns, though.
Ooh, okay.
Also, you get $2,400 for any couples making a combined $150,000 a year, with additional $500 for each child under 16.
So we need to have a child like right now.
I told you we should have had a child, y'all. Niggas,
Nah,
yo,
that's what you-
people. Just a little side note, y'all niggas that be getting tax returns with children, y'all be getting hella
Bless.
fucking money.
Bless.
Y'all
bless.
be getting fucking
That should
blessed.
be so blessed.
But it is, I get it. I guess.
I guess. Yeah. Canada has already implemented a weekly plan. That the people in Canada are getting money weekly. You know
For
that?
real?
You know about that? Yeah.
Mm-mm.
The people in Canada are getting money weekly, or so I've been told. The people in Canada are getting money weekly. So
That's what's up. Also, part of the stimulus package is that $0 for college students who are still legally claimed as dependents. So, if you are a college student and you're still a dependent by your parents, you will not get any money. And people can expect their checks in 3 weeks, y'all. 3 weeks, and if you don't have direct deposit, it could take up to 4 months. So
done.
make sure y'all got direct
y'all- yeah,
deposit.
get that
Get
direct
your
deposit.
account together for well, I guess it would be too late because it's based on your 2019 stuff. But it is what it is. And also $600 per week in unemployment benefits, depending on what your state offers you. But that's pretty much it.
Yo, Canada unleashed the $82 billion stimulus package.
What's up?
That's crazy, yo.
Yo, Canada always been a
Yo,
little
they
lit, though.
always be doing it right, especially with healthcare, bro. Like
Real shit.
healthcare free, they giving stimulus. They got an $82 billion. I mean, we got ours together too. They doing theirs already on a weekly tip. So, well, that's crazy to me, yo.
But I think that's just gonna wrap it up for everything. We got the updates and all of that.
Yeah.
Filling y'all in.
Absolutely.
Make sure y'all spend y'all money wisely or not. I mean, it's up to y'all. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for this week's podcast. Y'all.
Absolutely. Thank you again for the support. I appreciate it.
Yes, y'all. Thank you for the support.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Be sure to stream us now on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud. We on it all, y'all. Be sure to tune into our YouTube channel. And we will be actually filming in a couple more weeks. Make sure you follow us on all of our socials: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything. We post every Monday. But I think that's going to be it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And if our hearts and minds are clear, then we out of here. Peace.
Bye, y'all.